What's up, guys? Welcome back to Just JP. My name is Justin, and today we are listening to one of my, I don't want to say favorite rappers, but a rapper that I always look forward to. We're listening to Aesop Rock with the song Rings. This is off his album Impossible Kid, released in 2016. And for those of you who don't know, Aesop Rock is an American hip-hop recording artist and producer from Portland, Oregon. He was at the forefront of the new wave and underground and alternative hip-hop acts during the 1990s and 2000s. And I know that I said underground. I don't know. Sometimes I stutter and mess up my words. Aesop Rock is a rapper that I had discovered a long time ago. I believe it was on the song Kill Switch by DJ Crush, and he had featured on it. And I really liked not only his voice, but his lyrics. I really like his lyrics, actually. The only album in full that I listened to him was Float. Anyways, this was the single from his album The Impossible Kid, so I haven't heard it. I figured this would be a great time to kind of revisit him. I haven't listened to him in a long time. So, of course, you guys can join me in the comments down below and let me know what you think of the song. You can join me on Twitter. And, yeah, let's get into it. This is Not Doing Time by Sublime. This is Rings by Aesop Rock.
Draw. Hard to admit that I used to draw portraiture in a human form, doodle of a two-headed unicorn. It was soothing, moving his arm in a fusion of man-made tools and a muse from beyond. Even if it went beautifully wrong, it was tangible truth for a youth to refuse to belong. No name nuisance, who's in a bedroom, who's in a brand new cuneiform. Barely commune with the horde, got a whole grayscale ungluing his world. Might zone amp to the yap of the magpie, unseen hand dragging his graphite. Cross contour, little bit of backlight, black ink after a Bristol to baptize. You can imagine a rush that ensue when you get three dimensions stuffed in a two. Then it's off to a school where it's all you get to, being trained and observed by a capable few. Back in New York by peeps and a dog in a two-bedroom doing menial jobs. Plus rhyming and stealing and being a clod, distractions, freedom abroad. I left some years of deer in the light, I left some will the spirit away. I let my fears materialize, I let my skills deteriorate. When about I thought of what I should have been, continuing a mission that was rooted in a 20-year affinity and rickety condition with an ID crisis. Snap on the front lawn, look up in the sky, it's shapes falling out of the fringe. All heart though we would've made cowardly kings. They will chop you down just to count your rings, just to count your rings, just to count your rings. And now we're colors pouring out of the fringe. All heart though we would've made cowardly kings. They will chop you down just to count your rings, just to count your rings, just to count your rings. Used to paint, hard to admit that I used to paint. Natural light on a human face, stenciled fire in his roommate's face. It was blooming addiction, a missing a push and a pigment. Book like a tattooed pigskin look. Pinhead kids in a minute, drank Kool-Aid from a tube of acrylic. And I grew up in a linseed oil ever linen. Joy to the poison, voice to the resin. Capture a map of a gesture, back up, add a little accurate fat to the figure. Redo that, move that inward. Zinc white lightning shoots from his fingers. Studio strewn with illusion and tinctures. Stay tuned for the spooky adventures. You can imagine the stars that align when a forearm starts foreshortening right, or a torso hung on a warping spine. And proportion reads as warm and alive. Routine day with a dirt cheap brush. Then a week goes by and it goes untouched. Then 2, then 3, then a month, and the rest of your life to beat yourself up. I left some seasons eager to fall. I left some work to bury your life. I let my means of being dissolve. I let my person curl up and die. Eating up his innards and unfeasible anxiety is brutally committed to relinquishing his privacy, aligning with the trials of the anti-Midas. Snap on the back lawn, look up in the sky, it's shapes falling out of the fringe. All heart though we would've made cowardly kings. They will chop you down just to count your rings, just to count your rings, just to count your rings. And now we're colors pouring out of the fringe. All heart though we would've made cowardly kings. They will chop you down just to count your rings. Just to count your rings. Just to count your rings.
I'm getting sick and tired of never understanding. Where is the truth you promised?
That was good. That was awesome. I like that a lot. I'm playing on my playlist. So I thought that was awesome. Man, one thing with Aesop Rock you can always count on is that he is very wordy. And I mean that in a good way because I'm not going to go through every single one of his lines and every single one of his lyrics, but they are always jam-packed with so much meaning. They're, to me, him, Atmosphere, Cunning Linguist, they're some of the best writers in rap. And this can go into so many other, rappers and hip-hop artists. Sure. Let's not argue. For what I enjoy personally, he's one of the tops. Even if you don't care to listen to rap for the lyrics, if you like it for the flow of it, if you like it for the beat, I just think his voice, his delivery, everything about him is always interesting, but especially when you get into the lyrics and what he's talking about. And he creates such a poetic visual when he writes that as I'm reading the lyrics and listening to the song, I can picture exactly what's going on. I can picture him talking about how he used to draw, how he used to paint, and how he just sat in his room and, just used to draw as a kid. And it's funny because as he's drawing this picture, his rap is drawing a picture for us in his mind, strictly with his words. I just think it's really cool. I mean, when he talks, just to use some of the lyrics. Got a whole gray scale unglowing his world, might zone out to the yap of a magpie. Unseen hand dragging his graphite, cross contour, little bit of backlight. Black light after a Bristol to baptize. You can't imagine the rush that ensue when you get 3 dimensions stuffed into 2. I love that so much because with his words, he's painting a picture. With his words, he's drawing a picture for us. And I love how that particular section ends when he says, "You can't imagine the rush that ensues when you get 3 dimensions stuffed into 2." And as my cat is meowing, as an artist, when you're able to draw something, create something, and the feeling that you feel when you finally put it into the artwork, it is a rush. It's an amazing feeling when you can accomplish that. When you can feel something and create the music that perfectly exemplifies that, draw something that perfectly exemplifies it, and you have your finished product, it is a rush. I didn't realize until literally just now that my phone or my camera isn't even stabilized. And then I really like the chorus as well. I said the Horus, and that's an Egyptian god. Shapes falling out of the fringe, all heart, though we would have made cowardly kings. They will chop you down just to count your rings, just to count your rings, just to count your rings. So, relating careers in an artist's profession to a tree. The bigger the tree is and the older it gets, the more rings it has when you cut it and look at it. So I like how it says they will chop you down just to cut your rings. They will bring you down just to see how far you got, just to see what you can do, just to see your experience. Kind of like how with anyone that has some sort of popularity, whether it is as big as a celebrity like Hollywood, or even on a smaller scale, YouTube stars, not me, hopefully, streamers, all these figures, if they become popular enough and they become interesting enough, it's like people start to obsess over them. You have, stalkers that go after celebrities. What are the photography people called? Paparazzi. Yeah, so you have paparazzi. And it's like how people will cut you down just to see what's beneath you, to uncover more personal things about you, maybe to try and catch you doing something wrong. Maybe a past action has haunted you. Could be a past tweet that somehow people bring up years and years later that gets you kicked out of doing something, whether that's directing a movie or hosting some sort of awards. Things like that. I really like how the verses begin in each part. It says, used to paint, hard to admit that I used to paint. He knows maybe painting isn't the coolest thing that him as a rapper could say that he used to do, but he accepts it. That's what he did. And the way he talks about it shows that he probably still has a passion for it. Maybe he doesn't practice it anymore, maybe he does, but you can see that he does love to do this. Man, there's just so many good lyrics in here. I'm sitting here just reading through them. Man, you can't imagine the stars that align when a forearm starts foreshortening right, or a torso hung on a warping spine, in proportion reads as warm as alive, or warm and alive. Like when you can give that drawing meaning, and when you can give it life, you can make it come alive. And then right after that he says, routine day with a dirt cheap brush, then a week goes by and it goes untouched, then 2, then 3, then a month, and the rest of your life you beat yourself up. I left some seasons eager to fall, I left some work to bury alive. I let my means of being dissolve, I let my person curl up and die. And then he talks about being like the anti-Midas. So Midas touch, anything you touch turns to gold. He's the anti-Midas. Whatever he does or puts effort in doesn't turn to gold. It comes out bad. So I like that even though he had this passion, it's like his, it could be maybe him trying to perfect the art. Maybe it never came out quite right, that he thought it was perfect. Or maybe he feels that it just wasn't good enough. Either up to his standards or maybe the standards of maybe what he thought everyone else would think looking at it. But I like how it says, I like how it talks about the time. Like a week goes by and it goes untouched, then 2, then 3, then a month. Like it's never perfect, and you give things time, especially if you're an artist of any sort. You give things time because maybe inspiration will hit you again and you can finish your work. But sometimes it doesn't happen and you never get back to it. And you kind of get frustrated because you know there's something good there, but you just don't know where to progress on it, how to make it better, how to make it perfect. You always hear people say that an artist's worst critic is themselves. And that is very true. And you can kind of see Aesop beating himself up over this in that he's criticizing his work and he never thinks it's good enough. Like I said, the lyrics are great. You could sit there and I could read them all day. You could get so much out of them. I'm not going to take that kind of time because I don't have that kind of time. Oh, and then also, I didn't even get into... I talked about the lyrics so much, I didn't even talk about the beat. I love this beat. It's a nice hard beat. It reminds me a lot of DJ Shadow. I don't know if Aesop Rock and DJ Shadow have ever worked together before. But I love the live drum kind of sound. Very drum and bass. I love the heavy synth that's in the back. Just a good, heavy, dirty beat. I love that. That's good. That's good. Anyways, great song. I may add it to my playlist. I definitely liked it. I may add it. Yeah. Let me know what you guys thought of the song. You can join me on Twitter. You can join me in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you're having a great day. And if you have art, if you pursue any sort of art, drawing, painting, music, don't feel like it's never good enough, because as long as you keep working on it, even if you have to leave some time in between, never feel like it's not good enough. Continue to pursue it. Just do it. Just do it. People get you down, but most of all, don't let yourself bring you down. Hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you on the next one.